What's going on, everybody? If you don't know me, it's your little homie Dean. Here to bring you the Cinematics Top 10 review of Beckett, the new Netflix movie by John David Washington. Now, if you can, go ahead and do me a favor and hit like and subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment in the section, everything, if you think you disagree. All right, now this is going to be a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to rate it yet. But, it's starring John David Washington and Alicia Vikander or whatever she is. She's a little gal that came from Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider when they tried to reboot that. I tell you what, she was in that X. She was the robot in Ex Machina. That was her, the robot. Okay, yeah. So I guess she can act or whatever. But if I'm being honest, these two don't really work. They're in love or something from the beginning, and it doesn't really work. They're in Europe or something on vacation, and in the midst of their vacation, try the best way to say this. In the midst of their vacation, they hear about some type of local political protest going on, and they decide to move their vacation outside of the major cities so they can chill and relax. And then during that, and as they're doing that, tragic things begin to happen. And then as those tragic things happen, that uncovers a lot of political and all type of conspiracies and everything that's going on all around them. And John David Washington is having to maneuver through that to try to figure out what is going on. And it's rough to say. It's kind of good. You could rate it as some of his best acting, but I'm going to rate it as one of his worst movies. Nothing really clicked. Them two as a couple really didn't even go together from the beginning. Just really, I guess, am I going to say it? I guess they didn't have a lot of chemistry together, but I didn't like how Washington was even portrayed or how they moved through the movie and tried to make this exciting. Everything was a little bit too far-fetched. The story stretched it to the limits of what you're supposed to believe. Believability is very low because you're acting like this would not happen. And then, John David Washington, and that's crazy. I'm talking about this movie is less believable about somebody going over to Europe and having a damn accident is less believable than Tenet. I believe Tenet more. Them motherfuckers going in reverse and stuff through a time machine or whatever they doing. This I didn't know. Didn't really know. So, man, it kind of, the acting is porous. John David Washington really didn't have a angle to go to or a character to create. I feel it was just a guy in distress, not knowing what's going on, confused. And then as the movie go, they just get up and up on the action, and the action is pathetic. Look like there's no choreograph. They haven't choreographed the fight scenes. It's like they're going willy-nilly. Everything just looked off base. And I tried. The first hour, you at least wondering, But then after you watch the rest of the movie and look back on that first hour, it's all trash. I really don't understand any of it. But they did their best to try to make a different type of conspiracy film, but they failed miserably. And then with this, they got a scene at the end of it that it just put the exclamation point on it. Like if you was on the fence about it being a bad movie, how John David Washington finished the climax of the movie lets you know you've watched a piece of shit for about 2 hours. You done sat through some garbage, dumpster juice, for real. It's gonna let you know. Man, you think I'm wrong? Let me know. There it is.